I want to hear about what goes on, because I'm sure people are interested now, especially men listening to this and saying, all right, well, maybe I'm a wanderer, maybe I'm this and that. Okay, Gerald, like I see all that. What's going to happen in 90 days to help me figure stuff out? Like, what am I going through? Can you go like walk it through a little bit of what people can experience going through the man movement?
Yeah, I mean, it's 90 days is it's a very compressed,
Yeah.
challenging program. I ask a lot of these men because we only have 90 days. Could it be longer? Maybe. Will it change? I don't know. Right now, it's 90 days and it's intense, because transformation is intense. And what is available in those 90 days is you learn tools to better serve yourself, to live in your highest expression, right? You also get to face off with what triggers you versus what doesn't trigger you. So when we get to a lesson and you have a wall around it, or you're not enrolled in doing it, here's the medicine. Let's face off now. The group coaching allows you the space each week to see and compare and to be in a community of brotherhood, to know you're supported. We also break off into mini groups, and each guy has an accountability buddy, because the accountability buddy is a mirror to how you show up in life. Mm-hmm. Right? Then you have your one-on-one coaching with either me or the support coaches. That's where we get to dive a little bit deeper into what's going on each week. The course is really just a metaphor for life, because you get to see where you show up and where you don't, where you play victim and where you play responsible. We learn a lot of really powerful tools to eliminate the stories. Like, one big thing you'll learn is if the call is at 12 noon and you show up at 12:01, own your broken commitment. And guys will go into it. My kid was getting ready and and I ask them all the time, if I was Elon Musk and you had a meeting with me at 12 o'clock, would you be on 12:01? No way. Well, why do you show up for him on time, but you don't show up for you on time? Because you don't see yourself as the king. You see yourself as the joker. But you see Elon as the king, because you create a story around his worthiness, but not your own. And then you see the excuse train. But when we own it, so guys, you'll learn how to change your verbiage. If you hear me, I don't say I need to. I say I get to. I choose to. I'm enrolled in. I'm creating personal power. When these guys get on these calls and they're late, they get into, I want to acknowledge my broken agreement. I said I would be here at 12. I came at 12:01. What I'm committed to moving forward is ownership. These men get to become men. Stop being little boys. Little boys say, Mommy, I'm sorry. Your boss is not going to care about your sorry. He's not. So we learn ownership, and we learn the tools to better ourselves. And we learn that brotherhood, vulnerability, and support is what you get to have your breakthrough. But the interesting thing about the program, and any guy listening, is you have to be willing. Mm-hmm. You have to be committed. I cannot put that fire in your belly. Could I inspire you? Sure. But when the call's over, there's no more inspiration. You get to be your own hero. So men have to be at this point in their life where they say, this doesn't work. I want more. I'm curious. Curiosity is the feeder to light the fire. Let's get curious about how we show up. Let's get curious about my experience in this world. And you get all ages of men. I have guys 52. I have guys 22. But we're all chasing the same thing.
And that's the beauty and the curiosity, the what ifs that we should be, that so many times self-doubt just pushes down, right? When we know that, in a sense, that comes from the gut or the heart. Meanwhile, in the mind, that's all programmed incorrectly, in a sense. The self-doubt comes in and says, that's not realistic. You'll never be healthy again. Just take the pill. or you can never do that. You can never be happy again, just be okay with not being completely depressed. Right. And we do that so much, but that childlike curiosity go into something and say, but what if? Is this really lighting me on fire? And I think that's where people need to, sit down with themselves and realize, do I want to do Gerald's Man Movement? Is that really beckoning to me? Right. And just really keep, sit with yourself for a little bit and be like, I do want to explore something greater in myself. I do want to take myself out of, a disease state some way.
Yeah.
And that's really important. Once you do that, then it is about the commitment. What am I willing to do to get there? Right. How much am I really willing to put in? The beautiful thing is you've and other people like you have made it very easy. You're not alone. You don't have to start at zero. That's scary. I get it. But through your own experiences, through so many others that you've taken in, you're starting at a much higher level. And then you have a community, you have accountability. So you have people. So I'm a huge fan of everything you're doing and kind of, these ideas of movements that happen in groups and community, because they really do get better results that way. And it does challenge people to become their best selves. And there's nothing healthier than truly exploring the best self you could be.